Hello everybody, this is Adam, and let us go through the Sacral Chakra for President Donald Trump. So this one is going to be kind of weird because this is the creative and sexual chakra. This one is dictated on the behaviors and compulsions and the creativity. This is kind of where we're going to be getting into the, really digging into that, really digging into those roots of Donald Trump, and not just in his presidency, but character. Obviously, this is not character assassination. These are going to be based on, at least to what we know of as the facts of the situation. Allegations will be discussed, but they will not be taken into consideration for the chakra analysis just because they are only allegations still. So, the closed or blocked characteristics of this chakra are reproductive issues, sexual dysfunctions, and stomach, kidney, and lower back issues. Donald Trump's overall health has been a point of contention for even before his presidency. He's really kept it under wraps. To what we are aware of is that he's fine. Fine for, 70, I think 75? I could be 74. Oh, I was relatively close. For a 74-year-old, that's, contextual. But, I have not heard anything of any kind of respiratory or reproductive issues, no stomach problems, kidney problems, or back issues. His stance is more so based on a undiagnosed Parkinson's, because that's kind of how that's like that slumped shoulder back but lower back out kind of thing. How he's very stilted is a characteristic of Parkinson's. I think it's Parkinson's. It's either that or Alzheimer's, one of the two. Anyway, it's a the brain. Now, obviously, being 74, there could be some underlying issues there. But to what I'm aware of, Trump has always had that kind of stance, always. So it's not like it's out of the ordinary. But let's get into that. So I don't believe that his sacral chakra is closed or anything. And obviously, Donald Trump has 4 children. I do not believe he has a, sexual dysfunction whatsoever. He's always seemed to be very much a very active person when it comes to sex, clearly. An imbalance. Now here's where we're going to be getting into more of a sticky situation here, okay? Addictive and compulsive behaviors, a fear of change, or emotional instability. I do believe Donald Trump is more so playing a front for the most part, keeping up with a particular character as a part of his emotional instability. That's a nicer way of saying, I think we kind of covered it with the root chakra with, his disdain and very much holding grudges, which I think is actually a solar plexus chakra one. So here's kind of where we're going to be getting to some imbalances. With emotional instability, I don't believe that he does have emotional instability. He has kept it fairly cool, calm, and collective when he is on camera, and to what I've heard is that he's kind of kept the same kind of light backstage. I'm going to use backstage as the word that I'm going to be using for behind closed doors, just because I do believe the Donald Trump we see is more so of like a character. A fear of change. I do believe there are some characteristics of President Trump's. I don't think it's a fear of change. I think he's uncomfortable with it. But we're humans. I think every human has a tendency to be a little uncomfortable with change. Some more than others. But, back in the day, just keep in mind of his age. Back in the day, President Trump did a lot to change people. He was the first He is the first man to allow African Americans into his apartments. He was the first one to let them into his country clubs. The reasoning behind it may more so be monetary, but I do believe it was a change that was needed. And I think that he had the choice not to. He didn't. He allowed them in, and he didn't care. So I think he's pretty consistent about that. And I think a lot of people throw, he's racist, he's blah, 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 he's blah, 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 at him constantly. And I can't say for sure. I don't believe he is. I don't believe that Donald Trump is outwardly, directly racist. He might be making some decisions that are going to be affecting minorities, but I don't think whole cloth racist. But personally, that's kind of where I'm coming from. But let's go into the one where I am going to be, I think this is the strongest case for the imbalance. And that is the addictive and compulsive behaviors. But also, a lot of the open stuff does not play into his overall arcing thing of it being open. Donald Trump has been married 3 times. In 1977, he married Ivana. So they were married until 1997, when because this is kind of when Trump cultivated his playboy image, and that came with a lot of rumors of affairs. He's, had sexual allegations thrown at him the entire time that he was in the public eye. Now, obviously, those are allegations, but there is one that was confirmed. By the 80s, he had dozens of women say that that Trump sexually assaulted them, or committed other acts of sexual ambiguity. So, really nasty stuff. And obviously, these are allegations. These stretched back to the 80s. But, once again, there is one that was confirmed. And that was the affair with Marla in the 90s. This is when Ivana and President Trump went their separate ways. They were divorced in 1997. And then he married Marla. So there is this whole pretty much confirmed, and I think it was even proven that it was an affair, 100% that it was a affair. With the certain kids and all of that, we don't hear a whole lot about that kind of stuff. Oh, I see. Okay, so Marla and Trump divorced in 97. It was 91 is when they were married. So this one lasted very, very short. But in 1998, he met the First Lady, Melania, and they were married in 2005. So there was a good amount of time when President Trump did not marry her. Let's at least dive into what this one is, because this one is weird to me. In the Access Hollywood tape that was released from September 2005, where he said grabbing women by the pussy because when you're a star, they let you do it. Is it wrong to touch a woman inappropriately when you're married? Yes. Is there anything wrong with it? Would I personally do it? That'd be weird. No, I wouldn't personally do it. But unfortunately, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it as long as it's consensual. The sexual assault allegations were more so of, I think there was one allegation where it was Leeds. Jessica Leeds this was in 2016. She told New York Times, but this was in the 1980s, so this was from 40 years ago. He would grab her breasts and try to lift up his skirt, and she described this as he was like an octopus. His hands were everywhere. Once again, it's an allegation. This was in 2016, strategically, right? It was very strategic that this happened in the 1980s. But then there was obviously the Stormy Daniels affair that surfaced during his candidacy. And this happened in July of 2006 is when this supposed affair started. And it took a spotlight earlier because Michael Cohen basically funneled $130,000 of payment to Stormy Daniels to what has been speculated is essentially hush money. It has not been confirmed, and obviously it is not there. Cohen pleaded guilty to 8 federal crimes, including the illegal campaign contribution on the same day that financially paid Stormy Daniels. So, do we know that he had the affair with Stormy Daniels? There's more evidence of this one than any of the other ones. Just because why would you give Stormy Daniels $130,000? That's not chump change by any means. The affair there was another one too that is not talked about as much, but this was in June in 2006 when a Playboy model known as Karen McDougall, it's a very interesting last name, she said that they started an affair somewhat close to the birth of Barron, which is, I believe, in 2006? Yeah, it was 2006. It's still only an allegation. We're not 100% sure. The White House claims otherwise, that the president never had a relationship with her. But, with the allegations and everything, spanning 40 years, I'm going to say that he does have a very odd behavioral issue. And it's pretty apparent. The affairs that have been confirmed, the ones that are pretty much confirmed other than, the one obviously with Marla, which was 100% confirmed back in the 90s. But, it is what it is. Anyway, the open and unblocked characteristics are finding your sexual identity and sexual and creative abundance. I don't think Trump has any problems with a sexual abundance right now. Creative, I could probably hold some creativity credence to him. He's very creative about his resourcefulness, but that's neither here nor there. And he obviously knows who he is as a sexual person. He is not, trying to, have a sexual affair with a male. Let's put it that way. He's very much into women. So it's not like he's confused. Might be a scumbag, but he's not confused. Balanced, creative, playful, and sensual and sexual pleasure. I think that it's probably more overactive than balanced. So, and none of those words I would associate with Trump, at least whatsoever. The Sacral Chakra with Trump. This one I'm pretty much not going to say anything but 100% confirmed. It's imbalanced. It's 100% imbalanced. I think it's overactive. I think that with his prowess, the allegations that have spanned over the course of his public career, once again, I'm not going to count it, but there are some affairs that are holding to it with Stormy Daniels, with the sexual aggression that was confirmed, and also with the one with Marla. He is sexually ambiguous, and not in a good way. The scandals that have arisen from it are disgusting, obviously, and if they are proven true, dude, but we know he's done this. We know that he's had affairs, and we know this. So I can't give it that it's balanced. I can't give it that it's open. I think it's open, but it's overactive. And that is my final creed. Overactive Sacral Chakra. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, remember to subscribe to this channel for more analysis of President Trump. We still have 5 more to go, and so we'll have a bunch of that content come out. And also check out all the links down below in the description, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.